I've been playing The Sims 4 since launch, and for many years I didn't use any CC at all. And then when I first got access to CC for the first time, I went full alpha. I wanted my game to look as realistic as possible. But then when I saw Maxis Match CC for the first time, I thought, oh my god, it's so cute, it matches a vanilla game, but it really improves on what's already there. And then I would say for the last 6 months to a year, I've kind of gone for a maxis-mix style with mainly Maxis Match but more realistic elements thrown in. And to be honest, I do really like my current CC style. As I said, I do like how it matches the vanilla game somewhat. Like if I throw one of my Sims in it, they'll fit in. And you might be asking, D'Angelo, why are you wanting to change your CC style if you really like the one you have already? And to be honest, the answer is because I get kind of bored. I think after a while, even if I do still like something, it gets a bit boring and I want to switch things up so they're more exciting. So the goal of today's video is to experiment and cast and try and change my CC style. I'm going to make one male Sim and one female Sim in my current CC style, and then I'm going to reimagine those two Sims with a more Maxis Match style and see if I'm really willing to make the change. And I'm basically going to go through the process of how I would usually make a Sim in my current CC style. So I'm just going to keep her skin color the same as she had before, like this kind of tan color, and I'm just going to kind of make a Sim the way I would want to make the Sim. So brows is very important with my current CC style because I kind of have to find the medium between a Maxis Match and an alpha brow. I usually go for the Northern Siberia Winds brows because they do have the individual strands, but they're not too alpha either, so they're kind of a nice middle. And then I'm basically going to mold the features the way I usually would, sometimes using custom presets like this lip preset by Northern Siberia Winds. And then once I've done molding the face, I go into skin details, and I usually use a Northern Siberia Winds overlay. I do use a lot of their CC because it's so good for Maxis Mix specifically. And then I also love to use OK Rumisk details. Someone was asking about this in the last video, and it does add contouring, blush, highlight, and aging details for older Sims as well. It's really versatile and great. And for younger adult Sims, I usually just use it for nose contouring, or they also do some other details as well that you can use. And I also like to use freckles occasionally, and I think I'm going to use freckles in this Sim because I think it really suits her. And then we'll also use this nose tip mask by Obscurus. I think it looks really good with her as well. So that is us done in the skin detail section, and then we're going to go to makeup. So I'm going to go to contacts, which is something that I like to use with my current CC style quite a lot. I would say for the last month or so I haven't used them as much in my Sims, and I think it's because inside I've been gravitating towards a more Maxis Match style. If you are looking for decent eye contacts, I would highly recommend going to Praline Sims. They have a ton of eye contacts, like basically all of these are Praline. And I'm looking for a nice brown contact, so I think I might go for these cacao contacts. I think they have a nice shine to them. And before we resume with the rest of the makeup, I'm going to go into the tattoo section and add eye catch lights. Now this is more of a Maxis Mix alpha kind of detail, but I don't think I could give this up even if I went full-blown Maxis Match because I just love the detail. You can see the extra glimmer in the eyes. It's really nice and I love it. I would highly recommend it. So now we're going to do makeup. I sometimes do hair first, but I kind of feel like doing makeup for this Sim first. So I've got quite a lot of makeup that I don't think I would really give up for a more Maxis Match style because it's makeup, but I think I'm maybe going to go for a more bold eye makeup. So I think I'm going to go with this Aspen eyeshadow by Cryptic Sim. I turned down the brightness and the opacity a bit and it kind of has this smoky effect. Then for lips, I'm going to go to my trusty Northern Siberia Winds lips number 15, and I don't know what color I want to go for, something that matches the eye somewhat. I think that looks very good. I love this. Now for hair, I think I'm probably going to go for Sims Trouble because I'm trying to make like the typical Sim that I would usually make. And I feel like if I have to be typical, I have to use the hair that I literally use on every Sim, and it's this one. I think it's the Larissa hair by Sims Trouble. I might be messing the name up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And then for outfits, I go to quite a few different creators for clothes, but I'm kind of sensing that I want to use Sente again because I have been using them a lot recently. And again, I don't think I could give this up if I went full-blown Maxis Match because, I mean, it is Maxis Match clothing. But yeah, I definitely use this a lot for my Maxis Mix Sims. So I'm going to go for this kind of blush pink dress. It's got a really nice detail to it. That's one thing about Sente. They do amazing work on the clothes department. And then for heels, I'll probably go for the Haute Couture heels in this kind of nude color. And then for nails, I do have a couple of custom nails. So I will go for this Aretha kind of French tip nail. I love this. It's really nice. And that is the female Sim in my current style. I think I'm going to give her a name. Let's see. Her name is Heidi. So this is Heidi in my current CC style, a more Maxis Mix style. And looking at this Sim, I'm starting to question whether I actually want to change my CC style but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. I do love the current CC style that I have, and we're going to move on to the male sim now. Okay, so we have our male sim here, and he is definitely not going to have blue hair. I kind of want him to have a natural hair color for this, so we're going to give him black hair, and I'm going to try and find a really nice CC hair to give him. That will do for now, and when I change up his face I might switch it again, but I think that hair is really nice for now. That one's by Sims Trouble as well. And as I said in my last video, every time I make a male sim I use the same brows. It's the same twisted cat brows, and luckily when I think I do the Maxis Match version of this sim, I think I'll be able to use the same brows, but I might try and challenge that. But anyways, I'm going to use the same brows on this Maxis Mix sim. So I'm probably just going to do some tweaking and here and there, maybe bring his jaw in a bit. I don't really like my Sims to smile, if I'm being honest. Like, I kind of like when they have a neutral expression. Okay, so now we're going to go into skin details, and I think I'm going to use the South overlay by Northern Siberia Winds. Oh, and I forgot, I want to use a custom skin tone. I always use custom skin tones because I just feel like they look a lot nicer. So I think I'm going to go for this custom skin tone. It's kind of similar to the one he had before, but in my opinion it looks better, like the quality's better. That makes such a difference. I knew I was forgetting to do something at the beginning, so now we're going to go and basically do the same process as before. I'm going to add eyelashes, and I think that will do for the skin details. I didn't actually do too much there, to be honest. It was mainly the overlay that did the heavy lifting. So now I'm going to give him contacts, and I think I'm going to go with the Cosmic Contacts by Praline Sims. I think they look really nice on him. And then I'm going to have to zoom in my face here because I have wicked whims in my game, and I'm going to add the catch lights, and I'm also going to add some body hair because I like the realism that adds. Now I think I'm going to add some facial hair, and I don't really know if I want to add too much facial hair. I think I'm just going to go for maybe some stubble like that. And now I'm going back to the hair, and I'm looking at all these cool hairs that I have, and I'm kind of questioning whether I want to go for a different hair. I really love this one. This one's really nice as well. It's kind of similar to the High School Years hair because I don't have that pack installed right now. I really love this Savvy Sweet hair. I used this on one of my Sims, Remington, from my current household video. If you haven't seen that, check it out. There's a lot of drama in there. But yeah, I think this really suits this Sim as well. I think it suits his face a lot. So now on to clothes. I don't have a lot of male CC clothes, to be honest, so I'm probably just gonna go for the ones that are my go-tos. I really love this jumper or sweater by Solastar. It definitely gives Maxis Mix vibes, and it really goes well with his look, I think. And then again for jeans, I don't have a ton of male CC options, but I do really like, and I use these ones a lot, the Skylight jeans. I can't remember what the name of the jeans are, but they are part of the Green Llama's Skylight collection. I think I'm gonna go with the black swatch because I think it goes well with the top, and then I think I'm just going to put on some sneakers. These sneakers by Aretha are ones that I always use for both male and female Sims. I love them a lot, and I think they're really neutral and work well with this outfit. So that is the male Sim in my current CC style. It definitely went a lot quicker. If you guys have recommendations for more male CC, let me know in the comments because I need to go CC shopping for them now. And we're going to name him. I don't really have a name in mind for him. Jamal, is that what that says? Jamal sounds like a good name for him. So his name is Jamal, and yeah, I think he looks good. So now we're going to duplicate these Sims and try and reimagine them in a more Maxis Match style. Okay, so now they're duplicated, and I kind of had to do that awkward thing of randomizing traits, so she ended up wanting to be a master vampire and all that. But anyways, now let's get onto the Maxis Match reimagination. This is very weird because I basically have to like undo everything that I've just done. Even though it's a duplicate, it still feels very weird, but it also feels very fun because it's like starting with a blank canvas. So I'm going to take everything off of this Sim. So let's get started with the brows. This is so scary because I basically have been using these like 10 brows for the last like 6 months or however long it's been. And it just feels so wrong to like look at any of the others, seriously. Like, I downloaded these all for a reason, but it just feels wrong to use them, if you know what I mean. Some of the best Maxis Match brows that I have are by Twisted Cat, but when I try them on, even though they look good, they just don't look the way that I want them to, if you know what I mean. So I feel like I'll leave them like this for now, and I'll do the skin details, and maybe when I do the brows later, it'll fit more, if you know what I'm saying. So skin details, oh my god, this is even worse. It's so much harder to ignore these. I could use these, like these could be considered Maxis Match. And I think they are considered Maxis Match, but not in the same way that I'm kind of wanting to experiment with. I'm kind of wanting to go for the more cutesy, like cartoony vibe, rather than the fully matte Maxis Match vibe, if you know what I'm trying to say. I really like this overlay for her. It's very subtle and doesn't add too much. Like, this is without, and this is with. I think it adds a very light layer of an overlay. I also really like this Mercurius skin. I used to use this one a lot on the lighter swatch because this one's a little bit too Maxis Mix, and this one's more of a light Maxis Match vibe. And then I also really love this one by Slow Dancing. There's actually a lot of really nice Maxis Match skins that I have. So the main contenders are this one by Slow Dancing, this one by Mercuria. The third option, it doesn't have a name when I click on the icon. I also love this Sigrun one as well, it's very nice. And then the Chewy Butterfly one. I honestly think I'm gonna go with the Sigrun skin overlay because I don't think I've ever used this, and looking at it more and more makes me like it, so I think I'm gonna go with that. So when I do think Maxis Match, I do think of minimal changes, especially in the skin detail department, because it is supposed to match the vanilla aesthetic, but that doesn't mean I can't add little details to make the sim look more cutesy and kind of more cartoony. And then since my original sim had freckles as well, I'm gonna go for these Simbeans freckles because they're more Maxis Matchy and more cartoony in my opinion, and I think they match that aesthetic better and I really like it. So now I'm back in the brow section and I'm gonna try and find brows that really fit this sim. Okay, so I did stick with the same brows and I think
they do look better angled this way.
So now we're going to go into the eyes. I was going to say the contacts, but we're not using contacts. In fact, before we go to makeup, I'm going to actually take off the eye catch lights because even though I do love them, I think they don't really fit the aesthetic I'm trying to go for. It's too glimmery and I want everything to be matte and cartoony. So I'm actually going to go into accessories first, and we're going to pick some new lashes because some of the lashes that I have in my game are not in the skin detail section, they're in the glasses section. So I decided to go for the Obscurus lashes number 3 in the second swatch. I think they look really good. And I'm actually going to have a little nosy at the eye contacts and decide if I do want to go for a more cartoony eye. These ones by Northern Siberia ones are really matte and cartoony compared to my default eyes, so I think I'm gonna go for those. So for makeup, my Maxis Mix sim did have a smoky eye, so I'm gonna try and mimic that in a slightly different way. So for the eyeshadow, I decided to go for the As If shadow. I feel like it's very soft and delicate compared to the other eye. And for the liner, I decided to go for the Moon eyeliner by Cryptic Sim. It kind of makes her eyes look bigger in my opinion, and it's more dramatic and more cartoony, and I feel like it fits the Maxis Match vibe more. So blush is definitely going to be more important here because when I think of Maxis Match, I think of blush, I think of cartoony, I think of soft, I think of like really fairy-ish kind of vibe. And yeah, I feel like we're definitely going to go for a severe blush on this sim. Maybe not severe, but definitely more than the last sim. I really love this berry blush by Kindle Spice. I used to use this blush all the time when I first got it. And now for lips. Oh no, I can't use my go-to lips anymore. I have to find something new. Okay, this is going to be me sitting here for 20 minutes straight experimenting every lip that I have, trying to see what will look good other than my go-to. It's going to be so difficult. Okay, so that didn't take as long as I thought it would because I really settled for this Tiramisu lip by Cryptic Sim. I don't know when I got this because I've never used it before, but it really looks good. It adds a nice Cupid's bow effect to the lips, and yeah, I think it really brings everything together. So now it's time to go for the hair, and we're going to really try and find a Maxis Matchy vibe hair that I've not used in a while. I have a ton of Ahoop hairs that I've never used because I've been so glued to Sims Trouble. I've been sitting on these really amazingly designed hairs. Wait, this hair by Green Llamas from the Sangria collection, this is so cute. Look at this. Look at this hair. Wait, guys, I didn't think putting all of this together would make me fall back in love with fully Maxis Match again, but it's working, and I've not even done the clothes yet. And also, I didn't realize that the freckles that I must have added from the skin details goes down to the body. I really love that detail. So now for the dress, I'm going to try and find a similar kind of dress, like a nudish pink, but more Maxis Match. I'm also going to try and find one that I haven't used before, or maybe that I haven't used in a very long time, because I do tend to use a lot of the same clothes, especially CC creators. So this dress by Busted Pixels is very nice. It's definitely kind of giving glamorous and similar sort of vibe like the short dress and very high class, but it's definitely more Maxis Match and I really like it. And then for shoes, I really love these Green Llama shoes from the Greenhouse collection. They're very subtle and match the dress very well. I think I'm just gonna go with the base game nails, maybe these ones. And there we go, there is Heidi in Maxis Match. And let's do a little comparison. So this is what she looked like originally. Guys, I didn't realize how different she looked. So this is what she looked like originally. Okay, she looks very glammed up, very detailed, a lot of makeup going on. And then here, oh my god. Is this working? She looks so much younger. And she also just looks so much nicer. Like, I feel like if you saw them both, even though they're the same sim, if you saw them both in person, you would be much more comfortable to go and say hi to her than you would to the Maxis Mix sim. Is actually crazy. This one has a bit more of a tan as well, but I think that's the overlay. I didn't expect to actually really like the Maxis Match one more. I mean, I definitely love the Maxis Mix one, but wow, it's really hard to choose. Comment below which one's your favorite. So now it's time to change Jamal. I'm very intrigued to see how he will turn out by the end of this, because even though I was making the sim, I just get surprised by myself. So again, let's take everything off completely. So again, for skin details, I really like the Mercurius skin for him. It definitely makes his face look really soft and nice, and it adds very minimal details. I also quite like the Symbiance overlay as well. It's very nice. And also this butterish one, it's very nice, but I think I'm probably going to go with the Mercurius skin because that's the one that I feel the most drawn to, I think. And then we're going to add some lashes, and honestly, I don't know if I'm going to add any other details. I was considering adding freckles and extra detailing, but I think since he didn't have that originally, there's no point in adding it now, so I think that's all we're going to do for the skin details for him. His brows are also very Maxis Match in my opinion, but I'll have a look to see if there's anything else. I could make his brows more like of a different shape, but I feel like since they're by the same creator in the same style, there's not really any point. So now time to add contacts. I think I'm just going to use the same contacts as I used on Heidi, and oh my god, they look so good. So now let's go to hair. He did have like this hair before, it was kind of like a dread style. So I'll try and find something that matches that, but maybe a different style, maybe more Maxis Match. I think for hair, I'm going to go with this one that I mentioned earlier that I really like, this one by Sims Trouble. It reminds me of the one from high school years, so it kind of gives me that vanilla game vibe, but it's definitely upgraded and I really like it, and I think it suits his face well. So now on to makeup. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to add any makeup, but I'm going to experiment with some blushes maybe and see if they work with him. I actually really like this rosy blush when I turn down the opacity all the way down. It's really nice. I think it adds a nice cutesy cartoony vibe. And now onto clothes, which again is going to be difficult. Please comment down male CC for me, I need it desperately. But I'm basically going to try and find something green that kind of matches the color palette that he had before. So this is Jamal's finished outfit. I actually used a top from, I don't know what kit this is from. I think it's definitely from one of the recent kits, and then I used the ripped jeans by Diorios, I think they are, yeah, Diorios, and I actually used the same shoes from the Maxis Mix version, but a different swatch. So yeah, this is the finished Maxis Match Jamal. I think he looks really good. Again, I feel like he looks a lot more friendly and soft and more approachable than my Maxis Mix version. I don't know what it is, for some reason my Maxis Mix Sims always look so mean. So now I'm going to show you a before and after to compare the two different styles. I seriously had so much fun doing this, and I didn't expect myself to love the Maxis Match versions more than the Maxis Mix. I thought I would film this video and think, oh, they're cute, like I like it, but not as much as my original Sims, but I honestly don't know. I think I'm gonna have to do this more and more to decide whether I want to fully make the change, but I'm definitely starting to become convinced. Comment below which version you guys prefer. I honestly don't know, I'm on the fence, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I definitely intend to do more cast challenges like this, and also more chaotic gameplay videos coming soon as well. But that's all for today. I hope you're having an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I will see you soon with another Sims 4 video. Bye!